So I actually just finished a video about addiction and how cannabis can help wean you off of toxic substances. And I kind of wanted to keep this ball rolling by adding a couple more tidbits that are incredibly helpful for anyone going through this journey of addiction. Well, first and foremost, something so powerful that everyone should know is that we've discovered that when you consume cannabis in conjunction to your current medication that you're taking, we're finding that cannabis is making the medication more effective, and therefore you can begin to take less and less of that medication, which is huge. So that is step one. So say your addiction and what you're dealing with is a pharmaceutical. Say it's an anxiety pill, maybe it's sleeping pills, maybe it's pain pills. Just know that by consuming any form of cannabis in conjunction to that medication, you are making the medication more effective, so you do not need to remain at that dosage that you're currently at. This will be the first step in helping you to wean yourself off of that, in hopes that eventually you are lowering the dosage to that pharmaceutical enough that you can completely go off of it. And this has been an experience for so many people, so many people across the country and in the world who are discovering cannabis as medicine, are discovering that they were able to kick their pharmaceuticals and substitute cannabis, and it was more effective, way less side effects, way more natural, and their body and mind was benefiting because of this switch. So that is definitely one thing that I wanted to discuss, and I just wanted, I've experienced this, and so have so many of my friends, where we would, say we had a couple, maybe even a drink or a couple beverages, like alcoholic beverages, and then we consumed cannabis. We've noticed that once consuming cannabis, we are so much less likely to continue drinking at the rate that we were, and sometimes we notice that we completely stop drinking after consuming the cannabis. So there's just something about cannabis consumption, whether it be the self-reflection that it can prompt, whether it be the THC head change that you're getting, or the feeling of contentment and peacefulness, whatever it is, one of those things, it's making it so you're less likely to reach for that liquor bottle, or less likely to continue binge drinking, because you become more satisfied with where you're at, or maybe you're just feeling good and you're less likely to continue drinking in a toxic or binge type way. So I know that I've experienced that. I know so many people around me have experienced that. So that's another little tidbit. If you're somebody that alcohol is your vice and you would love to maybe start consuming less, I suggest maybe giving cannabis a shot. And, obviously my suggestion is not to get freaking blackout wasted and then consume cannabis. That will give you the spins and probably not make you feel well. That's probably not going to be your best bet. What I'm suggesting is maybe you start to have a couple drinks and you're like, I'm feeling good. I kind of should start slowing down, but I want to keep going for the alcohol. Maybe that's when you switch to cannabis, and you'll notice that perhaps you don't want to continue drinking. So those are just a couple little tidbits. I hope that this whole addiction topic has been helpful for people, and I really want to thank again the follower that suggested this video to me. It means so much that you reached out and gave me this really awesome suggestion that I think can help a lot of people. So remember to take it every small little step at a time. Remember to celebrate the smallest things, and remember that every day and every decision is an opportunity for you to make a better decision, for you to make a change, for you to do what you feel like is better for you and your health and wellness. So, every small win, every small decision you make that's a positive direction to recovery is huge. So don't forget to celebrate, don't forget to pat yourself on the back, and, really love and support yourself, because that's a lot of times that's where addiction is coming from. Is it comes from plenty of things, usually unresolved traumas. Sometimes it's a lack of self-love, a lack of self-worth. Sometimes it's feeling isolated in life. And something that I've gotten out of cannabis and mindful practices in general, when I started doing more yoga, when I started doing breath work, when I started doing meditation, when I started especially combining my cannabis use, my mindful cannabis use, with these mindful practices of yoga and breathwork and meditation and all that, I truly can't even express to you the level of clarity, control, understanding, love and strength, and all these things that developed internally within me by doing these practices. And cannabis was a huge part of that. Cannabis can really make us self-reflect. Cannabis can really balance us out. Cannabis can really heal us and be a good therapeutic herbal remedy. So just a reminder that the pharmaceuticals that are being freaking shoved down our throats by the pharmaceutical industry, those were never meant to be a long-term solution to freaking anything. And in fact, they have very little studies and very little data showing anything positive about the long-term effects of these pharmaceuticals. The reality is the long-term effects of these pharmaceuticals are extremely negative side effects, ranging from brain damage, like permanent brain damage, to organ damage, to heart failure, which leads to death. So that's the reality of it. Cannabis is far superior as a medicine. Cannabis is far superior as a therapy. And cannabis is far superior as just a more direct solution to our imbalances and to the different problems that we face. So alrighty, well, I hope this last little tidbit was helpful, and I hope you all have a beautiful evening. I don't know why I had to be creepy about that. Peace, love, Lainey.